از انقلاب 57 و حتی قبل از آن انقلابیون به طور گسترده‌ای تاریخ را تحریف کردند و با ارائه روایت‌های دروغین و افسانه‌سازی تلاش
So this is Khomeini for people who might not know. This is the guy who's responsible for the Islamic Revolution, founder of the Islamic Republic of Iran.
کردند برای انتقال قدرت از پهلوی به خود دلایل قابل قبولی بتراشند و چهره روح الله خمینی را هم به اسطوره‌ها نزدیک کنند. گرچه تعداد
So here's what's happening in Iran, okay? So you know, in Islam and in other religions, people keep making up stories just to increase the holiness of religious figures, right? Like even like when it comes to Jesus, if you just follow the history of ancient Christianity, you could see that Jesus started as a prophet, ended up being a demigod, and then eventually being upgraded full onto God, and his powers like kept on being added. Even if you read the Gospels, you could see the earlier Gospels in Christianity, Jesus was more man-like relative to the later Gospels where he was elevated, right? In Islam, we have a similar thing. The more time passes, the more you're going to add, the more stories you're going to add to holy figures and how important they were and how holy they were and how significant things that the miraculous things that they have done. It keeps piling up, right? But it's interesting because you would think that you would need to wait like a couple of hundred years for these to become extraordinary, right? But you could see like people are alive and they're watching it in real time. That even people like Khomeini, who's not supposed to be any of the like 12 Imam or any, it's like he's not a prophet, right? He's just like you can see that some like people can see during their lifetime how somebody like this who's just like a man, his story keeps getting more and more holy, like the miraculous thing that has happened about, like we have had so many. As a child, I remember being told that he is in direct contact with the Mehdi, right? And the Mehdi, like I remember, I know that there was an early attempt at suggesting that Khomeini is the Mehdi himself, but but they abandoned that project, right? There were claims that Khomeini's face, that face is like hacked into like it's in the moon, like you can see Khomeini's face in the moon. That was the thing that was people believed for a while at the beginning of the revolution, and then we have this. Now we have this. So we got a super chat. Varun is saying, I bet this fellow claims himself to be a Sayyid. Well, you don't have to bet. You can see it by the color of his imamah or turban, as you guys say, that he is a Sayyid, right? So you could tell by the color of by the colors of the mullah's turban. The ones that are white, they're not Sayyid, and the ones that are black, they're Sayyid. So given that his turban is black, that means he is a Sayyid. All right, so let's see what the recent attempts at elevating him to, I don't know, to something holy or miraculous. Let's watch what happened.
این روایت‌ها و اقراق‌های به کار برده در آنها از شماره افزون است، اما روز گذشته یکی از عظیم‌ترین این جریات از زبان محافظ
Okay, so this is like a day, like this is this month, okay? This is on like early this is just like, actually, yeah, this is like around 20 days ago, okay? So this is like very recent, okay? So watch the claim that is being made here, okay? This is on Iranian TV, I think. Yeah, this is on TV.
محافظ ویژه روح الله خمینی شنیده شد. این ویدیو برای اولین
Whoa, okay, this is pretty
بار
cool.
افزون است، اما روز گذشته یکی از عظیم‌ترین این جریات از زبان محافظ ویژه روح الله خمینی شنیده شد. این ویدیو برای اولین بار با نام معجزه بی‌نظیر امام در کانال آپارات مسجد حضرت ولیعصر منتشر شده و در آن اقراق‌های به کار برده در آنها از شماره افزون است، اما روز گذشته یکی از عظیم‌ترین این جریات از زبان محافظ ویژه روح الله خمینی شنیده شد. این
محافظ ویژه, is this like a I think this guy was like a special security for Khomeini. I think that's what he was when Khomeini was alive. I think that's what's being said here. Okay, I can't be sure.
ویدیو برای اولین بار با نام معجزه بی‌نظیر امام در
Oh, by the way, Varun, thank you so much for the super chat again.
کانال آپارات مسجد حضرت ولیعصر منتشر شده و در آن روح الله خمینی شنیده شد. این ویدیو برای اولین بار با نام معجزه بی‌نظیر امام در کانال آپارات مسجد حضرت ولیعصر
Okay, so no, this wasn't on Iranian TV. This was released on Aparat, which is like an Iranian social media video, like a Iranian YouTube.
از زبان محافظ ویژه روح الله خمینی شنیده شد. این ویدیو برای اولین بار با نام معجزه بی‌نظیر امام در کانال آپارات مسجد حضرت ولیعصر منتشر شده و در آن فردی به نام حاج رضا فراهانی از صحنه ملاقاتی بین محمد رضا شاه پهلوی و روح الله خمینی میگوید و از اینکه شاه شخصا به قصد اعدام خمینی به دیدار او رفته، اما وقتی می‌خواسته شمشیر را فرود آورد دستش در هوا خشک شده و باقی این دروغ شرم‌آور را حاج رضا فراهانی این گونه برای مخاطبان ساده دل خود روایت می‌کند.
Okay, so he's telling us, this guy, okay, he's telling us a story about when the Shah, okay, the Shah, which is the king from the Pahlavi dynasty, for people who don't know, the people who are the king who was in charge before the revolution, before the 1979 Islamic revolution, right? So he's supposed to be the bad guy, and Khomeini is supposed to be the good guy, right? Khomeini was like the person who basically came and he had supposedly destroyed like the Pahlavi dynasty, the evil regime, and then Islam came and everything is like now good and fantastic and rosy. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the super sticker. Okay, I can't see. Hold on, I forgot to bring up the channel on my phone. So he's telling us a story of a time where the Shah, the evil king, goes and sees Khomeini. Okay, gives him a visit. Okay, so the super sticker is just a chair saying on set. Okay, thank you, Secular Sekai, for the $2 super chat. Okay.
حضرت امام برده بودن پادگان اشرت آباد که میدون ولی اصل فعلی میشه، پادگانی هست اونجا امام رو بین 3 تا 7 میگن اونجا بودن. این سرهنگ میگفتش که ما آیدان حضور شاه بودیم، آمد و قصدش بر این بود که امام رضوان الله علیه رو خودش از بین ببره.
So apparently this guy, okay, this is so insane, okay? He's saying the king, the Shah, right? Muhammad Reza Pahlavi, that's what his name was, right? He came to see Khomeini and his goal was to kill Khomeini himself, okay? I don't know how insane, like this already sounds insane, okay? I don't think is Puya here? Tell me if I'm translating this accurately. I don't think just the idea of the king, like I don't think the king has ever killed Muhammad Reza Pahlavi, even if he had ordered for some people to be eliminated. He never actually put his hand himself on anybody. Like I don't think that was his style. But this guy is claiming that there was an incident where the Shah came to kill Khomeini with his own hands himself. Okay. Yeah, so Kian is like, I watched this. Okay. Kian is like, I have watched this. This is insane. Yeah, it gets better. Okay, it gets better. Okay. So if you've already watched this, let me know if I'm translating accurately. All right, so I don't know if he's talking about himself or someone else. Like, I came, so I told Khomeini that, get up, we have to go. The Shah is coming. And Khomeini was just sitting there chill. It's like he was just being like very chill about it. Like he was being very cool and relaxed and like, it's okay. It's okay. Don't worry about it. And he was acting like the king is nobody. He was just sitting there. Okay. So all of these stories, always they make Khomeini look really cool. Okay. And the Shah was coming to kill him. And the Khomeini was just sitting there. Okay. Relaxed. Okay. Hold on. I have to put this on normal speed because it gets really good.
شروع کردن چیز گفتن. یه مرتبه ناسزا به امام گفت.
So the king came into the room where Khomeini was and he was just walking left and like across the room, like back and forward, and he was like just like talking, like he was angry, he was speaking in a bad tone, and then he swore at Khomeini.
ناسزا که به امام گفت، امام سرشون رو بلند کردن. پدری که رضا قلدر بود نتونست غلطه بگه، تو که رقمی نیستی. میگفت شام
Oof. So Khomeini raised his, okay, but guys, this is like just all made up, but it's pretty funny, okay, that this is what they're making up. Khomeini raised his like head, like this entire time he was ignoring him as if the king is nothing. But then when the king swore at him and he looked at the king and he said, looked at Shah and he said, your father, who was a lot more stronger than you, he couldn't do anything. So who are you to do anything to us? Like
پدری که رضا قلدر بود نتونست غلطه بگه، تو که رقمی نیستی.
Like you're nothing compared to your dad, and your dad couldn't do anything, even though he was a lot stronger than you. Now you're so pathetic compared to your dad. What can you do? So that's what apparently what Khomeini said to the Shah.
میگفت شاه هم خب قصدش این بود که اومده بود که اصلا امام رو بکشه.
And the Shah was there to kill Khomeini at that point. So maybe this was the...
اینجا که شد با عصبانیت تمام دست کرد و شمشیر
So when Khomeini said that to the Shah, okay, what happened is that the Shah took out his sword. By the way, I didn't know that Muhammad Reza Shah just walked around with like a sword that he can use at all times. Like, I don't know that that was the case, okay? But apparently that's what is happening here. I didn't know the Shah killed with people with his own hand with his sword, like Muhammad Reza Shah. Like, this is insane, okay? So yeah, so apparently Muhammad Reza Shah took out his sword at that moment to kill Khomeini, okay?
شو بلند کرد همجوری که بزنه به امام.
And then at the moment when he raised his hand up to just like hit Khomeini with a sword,
گفت دستش بالا خوش شد.
he froze. His hand was frozen up in the air. He was just like this. He was just standing like that.
ولی ما دیدیم که دستشو پایین نیورد.
And we all saw that he didn't bring down his hand. He didn't bring down the sword.
ولی میگفت خب منم میدونستم که اومده بکشه دیگه.
Like we all know that he was there to kill Khomeini.
خودم هم خیلی راغب بودم که امام رو از بین ببره. چون ضد شاهنشاه، ضد مملکته.
Oh, so he's like, I think he's telling the story of someone else who said all of this. So like that person said, like, I was really hoping that he bring down the sword. Like somebody else at that point who was on Shah's side and against Khomeini was saying like, oh yeah, I was looking forward to him killing Khomeini.
گفت نمیدونستم که آیت الله خمینی چیه نمیشناختیم.
Like at that point we didn't know who Khomeini is, so we were like in favor of the Shah killing Khomeini. So he's like telling the story. He's like, he's saying somebody else told him the story, okay?
همونجور که دستش بالا بود من دیدم یهو چرخید و
And then his hand was frozen and I saw him like just turn, just like his hand, he was just, he kept it up and he just turned.
برگشت داره میره تا پای جیپ هم رفت.
And he just went to his jeep. He went back to his car and the entire time his hand was just like with his sword was just up in the air.
تا پای جیپ که رفت دستش بالا بود. پای جیپ که رسید و دستش افتاد.
And then when he reached his car, his hand fell down.
و گفت بریم.
And then he told everybody, let's go, we have to go. Like he was scared.
عجله. گفت ما خب تبعیت از ایشون آمدیم سوارشون رفت.
And we all left. We all like got on the car and left.
زمانی که رفتیم به کاخ رسیدیم سوال کرد یکی از
And then when we reached the king's palace, we asked the king,
مسئولین که قربان شما رفته بودید که کار تمام کنید.
you went there to end the job and kill Khomeini, so why didn't you do it?
آیت الله خمینی رو بکشید. گفت مگر ندیدید البته.
And the king asked him, well, didn't you see what happened?
کلمه زشتی به کار میبره با اونا گفته بود احمقا مگر ندید.
And he told them, like, you idiots, didn't you see what happened?
که من دستمو که بالا بردم که بزنم دستم خوش شد.
When I raised my hand to kill Khomeini, my hand froze. So why are you asking me this question, basically?
و بعدش اون مقابل من که پشت سر آیت الله خمینی بود 11 تا سید با شمشیرهای برنه به طرف من حمله ور شدن.
And when I raised my hand to kill him, my hand froze. And from behind Khomeini, I saw 11 Sayyids with swords attacking me. Okay? So apparently, I don't know, maybe they're angels or something. Like,
درنگ کرده بودن 11 تا سید منو تکه پاره میکردن. بعد
if we didn't run away at that point, these 11 Sayyids would have torn me into pieces with their swords.
از اون گذشته اژدهایی بود.
And then behind that, there was a dragon. there was behind, and so there were 11 Sayyids. So he saw with his eyes that when there was 11 Sayyids with swords coming at him, and also a dragon. Okay, a dragon. Oh, we're getting another $2 super chat. Thank you so much, Varum, saying this is the same parts as how hadith came about. Yeah, exactly. Actually, I think they make that point. So then it's like, hold up. Oh God, this is okay. Yeah, all right.
آتش به طرفم گشود.
Oh, and the dragon, like, you know, the fire came out of the dragon towards him. Okay.
یعنی درنگ کرده بودن اصلا سوخته بودم اسکاله.
Like if I didn't run away at that point, I would have been burned alive. So apparently either the Sayyids would have torn him into pieces with their swords, or he would have been burned alive with the dragon's fire.
شده بودم. به این دلیل بود که سر و سیمه برگشتم و رفتم و دستم هم تا دیدید که پای ماشین جیپ پایین نیامد و خشک بود. اونجا دیگه دست من افتاد. این بود که به این
So
دلیل
he's like, and you saw like, and I also, you saw that my hands were frozen up in the air until I left that area.
شد من رفته بودم که آیت الله خمینی رو بکشم ولی نشد.
Yeah. So this is, and he's saying, he's confirming, this is why the king could not, the Shah could not kill Khomeini, because Khomeini was protected with like ghost sayyids and spells who freezes your hand, and also apparently a dragon.
اون خدای تعالی که تا حافظ امام بود، نگهبان
Because God was guarding Khomeini.
امام بود، خودش حافظ امام بود. به این دلیل
So then it's saying it was believable until the dragon. Well, I mean, the sayyids are supposed to be like ghost sayyids as well. Like it wasn't like sayyids that other people saw. It was like the sayyids with 11 sayyids that only the Shah saw. So like the whole thing is just like spells. So then it's like I was with him until the dragon. Yeah. This guy on some revelations or Camelot shit. Okay. He's like, where did the dragon go? You guys.
حالا من نمیدونم حالا چون طاغوتیا به نظرشون میاد چی میشه که اونجا توفیق نصیبشون نمیشن امام رو از بین ببرن و امام زنده موندن و ادامه دادن و بعد که دیگه سال گذشت تا انقلاب به ثمر رسید و شاه رو سرنگون کرد و
So he's saying this is why we had the revolution, because God protected Khomeini from this attack.
گرچه احتمالاً بسیاری با شنیدن این روایت که مرزهای توهم و فریبکاری را جابجا کرده بخندند و با جملاتی کلیشه‌ای مانند ساقیش را زنده می‌خواهم یا
So you can see in social media people are making fun of it, like they're spreading this around and they're adding their own takes to it. What does it say? این نمونه کار کدوم ساقی I don't know.
100 بار گفتم از موتوری جنس نگیر از کنار
Puya, what does this mean? Can you translate this for me?
رد شوند. اما در نگاهی دقیق و تحلیلی این حرفها حاوی نکات بسیار مهمی از شناخت روحیه اجتماعی ایرانیان معاصر و شناخت جریاناتی است که به نام مقدسات سعی در کنترل و هدایت مذهبیون و ولاییون دارند که پایگاه اصلی نظام به شمار می‌روند. یکی از نکات مهم در این ویدیو تلاش انقلابیون برای امامسازی
So it's like you can see like in these videos like this you can see that people are trying to elevate Khomeini's holiness.
و قهرمانسازی از روح الله خمینی است و در مقابل ساختن چهره‌ای منفور از محمد رضا شاه پهلوی. این تلاش
And you can see like all of these stories are designed to make Khomeini look better and better, and also make the Shah. This is by the way the Shah. This is the guy that they were talking about. Okay, the king. Make him look more evil and evil. You know, I haven't heard this story, but yeah, but she's right. Like our entire childhood stories about the revolution, like the things that we heard about the Shah made him seem like the most evil person on the goddamn planet. Like I couldn't even believe, like when I actually read real stories about the Shah, I was like, he's like pretty decent guy actually. Like he was pretty good, and he seemed to be very like, even though he made like some mistakes, overall he seemed like somebody that really cares about the Iranian people. Like it was like so different from what we were told as children. Okay, so he's like you have no idea how evil they made him look in our school.
انقلابیون در طول 43 سال گذشته بی‌وقفه ادامه داشته و برای مردم
Music guy saying, who needs Game of Thrones when you got this? Keon is saying, when you watch Game of Thrones before the interview. Exactly. Oh, okay. So, okay, wait. So this, okay, Puya is translating this. People are saying, who's his drug dealer? They're asking for the same drugs that he's having. So the Persian social media, they're making fun of it by asking to put like, this is some good shit, like put us in touch with whoever is providing his drugs. So okay, so that's the joke.
انقلابیون در طول 43 سال گذشته بی‌وقفه ادامه داشته و برای مردم ایران تازگی ندارد، اما تا به حال هیچ کدام از آنها به خود جرأت نداده بودند چنین روایت تخیلی
Oh, wait, what is that? I didn't know the Shah did that.
و برای مردم ایران تازگی ندارد، اما تا به
Wait, oh my god, the Shah was
حال هیچ کدام از آنها به خود جرأت نداده بودند چنین روایت
okay. Okay, I'm not going to go into the details of like what just happened. But
تخیلی و
that was
شرم‌آوری
pretty
را
cool.
با این اطمینان و اعتماد به نفس عرضه کنند. برخی از مخالفان جمهوری اسلامی احتمالاً با شنیدن این روایت به این نکته بیاندیشند که پس تمامی داستان پردازی‌ها حول محور شخصیت‌های دینی به همین سبک
Okay, so this is the key part. She's saying that a lot of people might think watching stuff like this, okay, seeing how easy it is to make stories, miraculous stories about people that lived during their lives, might come up with the conclusion that maybe all the stories about other religious figures like Muhammad or I don't know, Jesus or Moses or the 12 Imams, maybe they were made in the same way, right? Like we're seeing how the process, we're seeing how the sausage is made in the sausage factory. We're seeing the process. Who's to say that the other stories, the other religious stories are not fake as well? So that's what she's saying, which is very interesting. Like
آغاز و در طول زمان پروبال داده شده تا امروز به بخشی از اعتقادات‌ها حول محور شخصیت‌های دینی به همین سبک آغاز و در
other
طول
religious
زمان
figures.
پروبال داده شده
Like stories that were originally started with some, and then eventually they exaggerated it more and more and more, and that's how we got a lot of the religious stories that we have today. See, this is what I'm telling you. A lot of people are just the Islamic Republic of Iran is providing the grounds for atheism.
تا امروز به بخشی از اعتقادات بسیاری از مذهبیون تبدیل شده است. اما به سبب بعد زمان و غبار تاریخ وقتی آخوندی از معجزات و کرامات امامان شیعه میگوید به اندازه داستان‌های محیرالعقول از روح الله خمینی اعجاب آور نیست.
Yeah, I mean, imagine, by the way, imagine like if they could do that in 40 years, what can they do in 1400 years, right, for Islam? Or, I don't know, 2000 years for Christianity, or way more for Judaism, right?
Hey guys, if you want to join these streams live, get your comments and questions read by Ali and Armin and the guests, and most importantly, to get full access to the full video versions of all these episodes, become a patron. Link in the description below.